read Quran, pray all day and night, and some people stay there for a day or two, or some people manage to stay all of 10 days. Some women manage to go as well. I think it's really a matter of the house and the children. If you've got people to look after the children, or your husband will look after them and you go, that does happen as well.
I don't go to the mosque myself, so I pray at home, and we stay up most of the night just praying, reciting Quran and asking Allah for whatever we want, really. This 10 days we spend more time in our worship than we would do for the rest of even though the whole of the Ramadan is extremely important for your worship, because everything is multiplied, you get more reward for everything that you do during this month, and especially the last 10 days.
We're just getting our energy up, fueling up, so we can survive the night. Right up to dawn, hopefully, inshallah.
And also in those last 10 nights is what we call, in those 10 nights, one of those nights, more so the odd ones, is what we call Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, where in this particular night is when the Quran was first revealed.
If you are up in that night praying, making dua, whatever it is, then all your sins are forgiven, and that's what the Prophet ﷺ said. So that's something that everyone looks out for in those last 10 nights.
You were to pray and ask Allah for anything in this time. If it's the night of power, then Allah will grant it to you.
The Prophet ﷺ was asked about how will we know, when the night of power is, and he said that in the general sense it's in the last 10 nights, and specifically look for it in the odd 10 nights.
Whether the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, or 27th, 29th. So because we do not know for certain, so the person is encouraged to give as much effort as possible, so that whichever night that it falls in, that possibly he could fall within that night and gain the reward for that night.
It says in the hadith is that the night of power is recognized because when the sun rises the next day, it has no rays, and it's like a brass coin rising up, and that the night itself in the morning is very calm. So people really only know when the night of power is after it's already passed.
I think there's actually a story where the Prophet ﷺ, he came out to tell the people the night of power, and when he came out he saw two people arguing. They were having a dispute about something or other. And the Prophet ﷺ said it's because of this, I forget which night it was. So I think the purpose of that is if we knew it was just this day, then people would worship only that day, or they would devote their worship just for that one day. So we say it could be any time during this last 10 days.
And you will find that those who do stay in the masjid, some really change because they've seen how the worldly life has taken them away from the reality of having a spiritual life. And we do not know what's going to happen to many of us who may not even live to see Ramadan again. So you will see how many people will be striving really, really hard to worship on this last 10 days of the night.
Not just Brixton Masjid, but in all the other mosques throughout London.
Omar believes he has experienced that special night of power.
Hopefully I did, hopefully, because hopefully when I was in Medina that I did experience it, one of some of those years. Different people might experience different feel more like tranquility, especially in the morning. Everything seems to be more tranquil, everything seems to be more peaceful. So you have these type of also the sun, it sets that rise that morning. It's a little bit the rays are a little bit more different. So these are some of the signs that can be used to indicate that that night was the night of power.
During Ramadan, in the course of their extra worship, Muslims attempt to hear all of the Quran being read and to memorize portions of it.
To memorize the Quran by heart is something which is encouraged and highly recommended. And also each Muslim has to learn a portion of the Quran, memorize a portion of the Quran as he uses while he prays. And in most masajid, the expectation is to complete the entire Quran within the 29th or by the 27th night. And right now that's our target here, that hopefully by the end of Ramadan that we have completed the Quran. And so far we have reached the 9th chapter. So we're going on a very, the pace right now is, if we continue on this pace, we hopefully will finish by the 27th night, inshallah.
Hussein is not afraid to speak out because he believes he has the Quran on his side.
this battle has been, this thing has been going on for quite long. But it's just got to the stage, you know, where basically that we love Islam more than we fear the people. So what is it at the end of the day is that since we got the texts on our side, we got nothing to worry about. Because at the end of the day, on the day of judgment, if someone was to kill me because I said this, or if someone was to attack me because I said this, or blah blah blah, and it's been situations where that's obviously, then they can get rewarded, you can get rewarded, and secondly, there's no harm on you. You know, that basically that you know, there's no problem. If you kill them, you get rewarded for it, in fact. So what they say is that basically that they put people off the masjid by saying, you know, that we're working for the government. We're not even Muslim, you know what I'm saying? We're just working for the government. We look for like Muslims and so forth. So basically you can kill us and you can take us out because, you know, we're monarchic hypocrites and so forth and stuff like that.
We know the ways of these extremists. We've tackled them for years. Now are people going to listen to the people who know these people, what they're about, and the real threat that comes from amongst us as Muslims, because we've dealt with them and we've lost individuals from our community, people who we got along with, people who came to us looking for help, became part of the community, but were unfortunately tempted